The Piano Roll Editor is a fun and intuitive way to create awesome compositions, music, and audio tracks within GarageBand. You can use this to edit any type of MIDI audio or software instruments within GarageBand, and I think you're really going to like this. So let's go ahead and take a look at it now. To get started, we're going to just record a basic scale with this classic electric piano, and it's going to create a MIDI region because this is a software instrument within GarageBand. If you were playing on a keyboard and you had MIDI hooked up going through your computer, when you played, it would also come out as a MIDI region and you could edit it at that time. So let's go ahead and make a quick recording and just see how this sounds. Now, if the musical typing is not open for your screen, just go up to the top. Click on Window, and this will say Show Musical Typing. So just click on that, and this will pop up for you and will allow you to hear the notes by playing keys on your computer. All right, so let's just go ahead and record. All right, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, now let's go ahead and close the musical typing since we won't need it anymore. And we'll go ahead and close the library because we won't use that either. And click on the Editors button to bring up the Piano Roll Editor. I'll also click and drag this up so that we can see it a little easier. Now, this is the Piano Roll Editor, and you have the Piano Roll Editor options on your left and the workspace on your right. We will get more into the options in another video, so let's just take a look at the workspace for now. As you can see, you have your basic grid and ruler, so you can see your beats and bars up here. You have more of a grid in the Piano Roll Editor because this is really about making these notes longer and shorter. You have your playhead, which you can slide left and right. You have your zoom slider on the top right-hand side, so you can zoom in and out. You can see the region, and we can actually adjust this region and make it smaller or longer, and you can also see it changing up in the tracks area at the top as I make adjustments here. And then there's also a keyboard, and this keyboard actually corresponds to the musical typing that we were using, and this is the note that we played, and you can see the different notes that we played in that scale on this keyboard. Now, on this grid, the vertical lines going up and down is going to be the pitch or the notes of the keyboard. The horizontal lines are going to represent time. So this bar means that it's at this certain pitch or note, and it's for this length of time. And that's for each one of these. You can see some are overlapping, some are shorter, some are longer, but we have full range to edit these any way we want to. So let me show you how to edit them. To select them, you can just left click. You can click and drag a marquee selection to select multiple. And of course, you will hear them play as they're selected. We can also shift click if we want to select multiples. So that is how you select them. Now to move them, you just click on them and you can click and drag. And when I move them, you can hear the pitch change. And based on where I move them left and right will be when they are actually played on their timing. And this goes with moving multiples. I can pick up multiple ones and move them around. This is a great and easy way to get the song or arrangement that you're looking for very easily, quickly, and right away. Now, you can copy and paste these just like you would do any other type of file within a computer. So I can click on this. I can go to the top and click Edit, Cut, and it will actually cut it to the clipboard. And now I can move my playhead wherever I would like for that note to land that I just cut out of there, and go to the top and click Edit, Paste. And it will paste that note where the playhead was. I can make a copy of it by going to Edit, Copy, moving the playhead, and hitting Edit, Paste. Now to delete, I can just click on this and hit the delete button on the computer. Next, we can resize notes. So I can click on any one of these notes, and by going to either side of this MIDI note, I can click and drag with these double arrows and make this as long or as short as I need it to be. So this is a quick and easy way for me to come in here and just square up these notes to exactly where I want them to be. I can make them short if I want to, and I can make them really long if I wanted to. So we'll see how that sounds now. All right, and that's basically how you select and move them around and resize them. This is just a very easy way to really make some really cool stuff within GarageBand, because I can take these notes and say I can make a copy of them. And this is just a quick workflow of how you could do something like this in GarageBand. And I will go over here and I will paste it. And I'm just going to move this back down here, and that's that C note. And let's say I do another one. And now when I play that, and I could actually copy these and resize them all together if I wanted to. Let's delete this one. And we'll just resize this so you can hear it for a second. All right. And as you can see, I've made a chord within seconds. And just having a little bit of music theory or knowing a little bit about chords, you could easily make chords even if you didn't know how to play them on an instrument such as a piano or guitar. Another great thing about MIDI is that you can use this for software instruments within GarageBand. So if you go over to the library, any of these different types of effects and library patches you can use on these MIDI regions to change the sound. So it doesn't have to be a piano or keyboard. It can be guitars, it can be drum kits, it can be things such as string instruments or wind instruments, which I think is really cool. If you're in a band or writing music and say you don't know how to play a violin or cello, or you don't know anyone that does that, but you hear it in your song, well, you could easily come in and write it out on a keyboard and then change this to, say, a string instrument so that you can actually hear the strings in your arrangement. Just having that alone opens a whole world of possibilities when using GarageBand. So that is the piano roll editor. Definitely get familiar with it. And in a following video, we'll go over some more options that you can do with the piano roll editor.